All right, the Dunge back in action. Is this scratching that itch that you've had since you retired?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a year and a half. I was pretty happy and content with where we ended things, of course. Yeah, I'd be lying to say if I didn't miss it. It's fun to be here, especially at an event like this. It's a little bit more laid back, and as you can see, we got easy ups and most of the teams here, and it's just having a good time, making fun of it. Of course, dirt bikes, making changes and all that good stuff, but got qualifying coming up, so just having fun. Yep.
We got to see you ride a 125 SX out at the Fox Raceway launch. Big difference between a 125 SX and a 250 SX, which is an awesome machine.
There is. It's actually quite impressive how how big of a difference it is. I've actually rode the 150 two-stroke quite a bit and a 125 as well, like you just said. And then, getting to ride the 250, they got a lot of torque, and then they kind of, beef them up a little bit, give them a little extra power, and we added, got the oversized forks and all that good stuff on there. So it feels right at home, just like my 450 did. Just a little bit different power, but just having fun with it. It's something so completely different than what we're used to doing and riding, and how you ride them, and the sound is just incredible. So it's just really enjoying it.
With no turns in it, do you just make the step as stiff as you can because you don't have to worry about performance in corners?
You definitely, I think where you stiffen it up is because you're going the speeds. You're going so much faster, the impacts, the recovery needs to be more, so the suspension and rebound and stiffening up we do. Naturally, we've gone that way since we showed up here, but not big changes, but enough to where you're like, yeah, it's a little firm where you can deal with the discomfort, because they prep and groom these tracks a lot during the races, so you don't really have to worry about it being too harsh on the bumps, because so yeah, we're pretty firm.
Okay, retired life. How often do you still ride?
Retired. Actually, after racing, I would say there was I'd say between 15 and 20, maybe 20 and 25 days that I've rode the dirt bike.
Since you retired?
Since done racing, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did you go from the day of the press conference until you rode again?
Oh, what was that?
Was it a long time?
I want to say it was, well, actually, yeah, so it was, what was that, May 5th? Yeah. And then I did a shoot that Red Bull gave me 5, actually, yeah. So that was actually the first time I rode after the fact. No, I'm sorry, scratch that. I did go down to Florida maybe 5 weeks after that, and I had my practice guy was still there, my practice bike, so when I went down there, I rode a little bit before we went to watch at Redbud. So spent 2 days doing that, and then after that, so that was July, and then after that, the next time was September, so there was a couple good breaks. I was enjoying other things, yeah. Okay,
since the press conference, how many countries have you visited for fun?
For fun?
Yeah, I mean,
man.
You gotta be traveling.
Well, geez, it's called work when we go to these things, but it's more fun, I should say. But we've been to Andorra, Spain, Italy, and Austria, and Germany.
Nice.
So we, not all with Lindsay, some by myself because it was work stuff, but we've been getting to see countries, I love that. I love to go out of the country, and I really enjoy Europe. It sounds like we're going to get to see Australia next year, and Europe again. So, and it's less stressful too, because you're not worrying about your training program. So yeah, it's a little more.
All right, we've all heard the rumors, thinking about coming back. I mean, is there any truth to them at all?
There was a little bit, yeah.
You thought about it?
Yeah. There was one we got pretty close to pulling the trigger to coming back, and ended up not doing that for my own reasons. Yeah. And it's hard too, because you do this for so long, and it's different. And I think it was those periods where you're just sitting a lot, and you're like, well, maybe it wasn't time yet, or you have all these things running through your mind. But ultimately, I'm a firm believer everything happens for the right reasons, and I can go forward and try to make my own decisions, but ultimately relying on what's important, and getting my answers from making sure that I'm being well informed to make a good decision before we move forward. But when it came time to really moving forward, it it wasn't adding up and it wasn't right, so we ended up not doing it. So we still are retired from professional racing.
Yeah.
But I will say I always said I would never be national anthems going on, but I always said I would never be a guy who come back out of retirement. When it was done, it was done, and so got to stay true to myself too.
The other good one I heard was you came out to the Supercross track one day and you were still the fastest guy.
No, there's no truth in that.
No?
No, because Marvin is every time he's come back to ride, he's been hands down much faster.
Yeah. Do you miss it?
Yeah, I miss a lot of it. There's so many things. I miss more of it. I miss more of it than I don't. I mean, when you do it for so long, it's kind of tough after, because you're trying to really understand, because you know you do this for so long. But ultimately, it was good. It's good, I think, to go through that period. It's definitely humbling. It's really quiet. You're waiting. It's a waiting period. You're trying to be productive, and so before I'd be like, man, it's tough. But now after going through that quiet time, that period where nothing was really happening, it made me better and stronger and understand more and where I need to be and help serve and give back, and the opportunities, and you know what's okay and what's not. So I mean, I don't, you know, it's hard to relate with a lot of people, but you can talk to a lot of you know, it's a hard position, it's a tough position, but I mean, I'm not going to complain, because man, what an awesome position too, you know. So I just trying to find that thing that next you're driven about, you're passionate, and I mean, I think it's within the sport, of course. So yeah, it's good.
You still enjoy the training? I mean, you're not.
Yeah, you know, I don't hit it as hard as I used to, of course, but I still wake up, and whether it's a little cardio, a little gym, I can mix it up now. I always enjoyed the training aspect, and me and Lindsay, our lifestyles were healthy. We ate good, and because we liked to, and we work out and stay fit, and so I definitely don't want to I like the fact that I can get on a bike and still do some laps, not like, dude, you're just out of breath. So yeah, I've been trying to maintain.
Cool. Predictions for tonight?
I don't know. There's a couple rhythms here. Grant's throwing down some big jumps, so I don't know. We'll see what we got to do there. But I'd like to be. It's been a while since the boot shop, and got Mo's in town, and all kinds of guys here. So
belt? You know, Mo's a kidney belt.
I know. We talked about that the other day. I ain't gonna say. I'm just gonna go out and give my best. We'll see. Hopefully, we can get a good result.
You know what matchup I am just praying happens? The polar opposites of Ryan Dungey.
Yeah.
Well, the universe might implode.
Is he racing? Is the question.
Yeah. Oh, is he maybe not?
Well, I haven't seen him out here.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, he was talking smack the other day. So
it's fun to go up against. You know, did a practice run with Villo, and it's cool to get out of our element and, you know, just do something different, especially now where we stand in our lives and careers. And so this is cool. This is such a cool deal. It's the funnest. Even when I was racing, this was the race I look forward to the most, hands down.
Cool.
So.
Well, hey, thanks for the time, Ryan.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Nice to see you.
You too.